Hey, it's Andre, and this is the Eachine Micro P-51 Mustang. I've been waiting to fly this thing for a little bit, and we're finally in some really nice conditions where I don't think the 1S batteries will be impacted by the cold. Gonna get out, do some flying, and then I'm gonna try and do some touch and goes off the parking lot here. So let's go flying. It is beautiful out here. So I gotta fly this first flight with the little Micro P-51 out here because that sun over there in my normal spot is really glaring bright. So I think this field will be great. The ground doesn't look too crazy. It's just a question of how to get through without getting everything into your boots so soon. So what can I say about this little P-51 Mustang? I've been waiting to fly this thing. I've been quite eager to fly it, but I also was very aware of the fact that it is a 1S airplane. And the problem with that is in the cold, those batteries don't last long. Snow is going to get everywhere. There's nothing I can do about it. All right, look at this little thing. I have been waiting to fly this little guy. So, startup procedure, turn the radio on. All the controls are down. I'm going to be flying it initially in bigger mode. May try the Aerobatics, and then there's mid, and then there's expert off the remote. Yes, you can bind it to a different protocol radio if you got one of those fancy multi-protocols, but for today, I'll be flying it off the stock remote. The batteries are little, and they're in my pocket here trying to keep them warm, are little 1S 400s with the little proprietary, not proprietary, but standard connectors, so they worked on my charger. There's one of the batteries. I've numbered them. I got two with this particular package, and I think you can get them in a single battery, which I don't know why you would do that. 2 batteries, and ultimately 3. It does come with a little USB charger, which is great if you're in the field. Nice thing about this connector, as I mentioned in the build video, is it only goes in one way. They're keyed, so you can only slide the connector in one way, and there we go. The remote sees it. It's done its little charge up. I can hear some of the gear, the hardware, making noise. I don't remember how I got the battery in this first time. In there. There we go. There we go. And snap the cover closed. Yahoo! We have a ready airplane. Oh yeah. So I will do a hand toss for the first flight, simply because there's no runway, but I will try it out in the parking lot after this flight. So here we go. Let's see if we can get this thing down in front of the other camera. I'm going to hold it with my right hand and throw it with my left hand. That way my hands are on the control surfaces. I'm in beginner mode. I believe. Oh, that's beginner mode. I was in expert. I am going to take off in expert mode because I want as much control as possible. That's all that. All right, let's do this. Come back this way. The gyro might have armed funny. Maybe the gyro armed funny, but that took off. Woohoo! So that's expert mode. Man, that took off quickly. I don't know how long the battery's going to fly in this thing, so I'm just going to see if I can get some flights to us. Oh yeah, there you go. Once you settle down, it needs a little up elevator. I got to do a little trim, I think, but I'm going to fly through it. There's medium rates. That's a little better. Don't fight it as much. It's flying pretty straight. And if I go into beginner mode, it's pretty well flying in its own little pattern. Okay, beginner mode, you really have to push those sticks to get any kind of input. Obviously, it's going to do everything it can. It probably could have used a little bit more trim. So medium rates is kind of nice, actually. It's not bad. See if I can bring this thing in closer now. Then I'm a little happier with it. Yahoo! Fun little airplane, actually. It's and visually, I'm having no issues tracking it. And you can fly around and pretty low speeds. Nice. Actually, really nice slow speed character. I'm really liking medium. The medium settings are really forgiving, really smooth. Oh, I can see if I can get right to this camera. I'm gonna back myself up without falling over and see if I can fly it right to the ground camera really nicely. All right. The battery's doing really well too. Oh, look at that. Medium rates is my favorite so far. Like I can just sit here and I'm not on the throttle or nothing and just cruise and just simple little inputs. Oh, really nice airplane. So I put the landing gear on this plane because I wanted to protect that aileron servo, which is pretty exposed on landings depending on what you're landing on. It is pretty exposed sitting in front of that faux radiator intake on the Mustang. So that should look really good. Let's see if I can bring it head on to the GoPro. Oh, forgot to put my gloves on, but that's all right. It's got some decent power and a couple there. Well, I gotta go in expert mode to do this. Let's see if I can bring it in closer. Oh, it gets a little wild up there. I'm gonna lose my cap. It's got some altitude abilities. I think I gotta reset the gyro to make expert mode a little bit more friendly. And I'm gonna lose my ball cap here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it back to me and I'm gonna put it into basic mode and I'm gonna fix my hat. All right, hands off the sticks. Let the plane do its thing, the plane climbing. Okay, so it definitely could be trimmed a little tiny bit more. But that was fun. All right. So what's it doing? It's climbing. Let's trim this elevator down a bit. And I got a feeling that had to be probably how I armed it because I had it upside down and everything. So next time I'll try and arm it a little better. But I can definitely fly through any of it. So that's a good thing. Post. Okay, expert mode. It's really climbing in expert mode, but can it do a roll? Yeah, it's kind of sloppy. Hold on here. Give it a little bit more power. Yeah, I'll have to do some more familiarization with it as I get more comfortable. It's also super cold, but hey, this battery is doing pretty good actually. Not bad for a 1S. We'll do some touch and goes on the parking lot after. Definitely gonna put my gloves on though. Woo! Oh, I'm really liking this thing. It's that full power is there and everything. And that's in beginner, and so beginner flat rudder turn. Let's see if I can get myself into trouble here. Can't roll over. Can't get into a dive too aggressively. You can do a stall, not bad in beginner mode, so that's pretty cool. My favorite, however, like I said, so far has been the medium rates, medium mode. So it's giving me some stability in the various conditions in the wind, but it is also letting me fly pretty yank and bank-ish and everything. I can get in, get in and out. I can get a little rudder in there. And I can dive around and come close, and I'm not worried about this. Sub 250 gram plane. So this is a lot of fun. I don't use the stock charger. I use my my little 1S charger I use on all my quads, my little micro quads, and that does a really nice job with these batteries. You know what? This plane is going to outlast my fingers. I'm going to have to put my gloves on in a little bit. The Eachine Micro P-51 is impressing me to no ends. I'm having an absolute riot. The little remote doesn't even bother me, which is really fantastic. So you can I'd say get a couple of these backs and keep the box and then you can just throw everything in the box. Well, minus the gear, I guess, but you can just park flyer, you know, lunchtime park flyer. This is a really fantastic product. Oh, I'm just having a hoot, and you know, half power, and we're just beaming around. I'm waiting for the battery to start pulsating before I have to do anything. I'm really happy with my medium rate thingy. And it goes out. It's got some power and some range. I'm playing with the rudder, kicking the rudder around a little bit in the turns now, starting to get a little more loosey with it. What do you think? Maybe I'll go to expert mode again. Woo! Expert mode seems to have like a really high rate, really high expo rate. So in the cold, it's a little bit more annoying to, a little bit more difficult to keep a smooth plane. Oh, loving these flybys, loving the flyby with this thing. The colors work. That big bright red tail is really easy to watch and track. Goodness. Nice. And like, I mean, we're several minutes into it and I'm like getting no sag out of that 1S pack. Like I said, I'm waiting for the motor to start pulsating, but I'm not worried because I can, it's so small and light and sub 250 gram that it will plop down anywhere I want and not do any harm or damage. Now, if you nose in, you may get into trouble if you have a complete failure, but I can just plop this thing down in front of the camera and I know it's gonna be fine. I'll definitely be doing touch and goes on the next pack. All right, there. Now I'm starting to feel it. There, the battery, you can, like, see? There's the battery sag. So that is impressive. All right, I'm gonna bring this thing in and land it right in front of my camera. I'm gonna try to anyhow. I've never landed this guy. Oh, look how that settles in. All right, gotta bring it around one more time. The wind has me a little bit. Oh, what wind, I guess, say. Uh-oh. Yeah, there's my range. Okay, coming in. Oh, I don't want to walk to it. Hee hee hee. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was super rewarding to fly. Oh, I am so impressed. Wow. There it is. Let's pick that one up. Shake it all off. Blow off all the snow. Oh, that was super fun. The Eachine Micro P-51. Let's go do some touch and go flights with this thing with the other battery. Okay, let's go over to the car. Oh, that was so good. That was better than I was expecting. Did you like that? That was a couple of minutes long. All right, so now we're going to be doing a little bit more pole dancing, but oh goodness, in the snow, snow in the boots. So I got a feeling that it is still probably a little too ruddy. All right, so got to hold down on that back tail. Okay, and ease that power in. Let's try it out. Uh-oh, shoot. Oh, it's a keyed prop. It undid itself when it popped off. Okay, I don't think takeoff and landing is going to work here. I'll try it on the asphalt section, actually. There's a little spot of open asphalt. Darn! Prop does not like contact with the ground. Okay, one more shot. Nope. That's too bad. It is not much of a runway plane, I don't think. Nope. too many gravel, too much stone. All right, back out in the field. And we tried. All right. Well, that didn't work. Well, that plan failed. It's too much gravel, too much grit on the road. So we're going back to plan A, and that's flying out here in the open. It's a little crazy in expert mode. Really like it in medium. Picked up some prop oscillations since I've been trying it on the road, but this is so much fun. This is so tranquil. It's such a peaceful little airplane. Like it's just happy to fly around. I'm getting braver, getting closer and closer with it. Let's see if I can get it right over top of my ground camera. If I could take a photo of this thing while I was flying, I would totally do it. It's so wild in expert mode. I really enjoy the basic mode here. Hands off. Just flying on its own. Happy as can be. A little bit of rudder turn. I think you'll get the most enjoyment out of this thing in medium. Look at it go. So stable, so stable. A really nice onboard gyro. I can get it really low and slow. I wonder how slow I could take it. Where it plops out of the sky. Huh, you can get even slower. Oh, you can start seeing it starting to stall as I bring the power back. You start losing a little bit of authority as you slow it down. Huh. Oh, there's definitely a cutoff point, the throttle range, because it is a brushed motor. All right, time to bring this thing in and wrap this video up. So much fun. Oh yeah, you can see that throttle drop. All right, let's bring it in, land it in front of the camera, do our extro, and call this a successful flight. Oh, that was awesome. I'm Andre, and this is the Eachine Micro P-51 Mustang. What a fun little airplane. I've been having an absolute riot out here in the snow flying this thing, and really impressed by the flight time of the 1S 400 packs. I mean, they just kept going and going. It's really nice in medium rates. It's really enjoyable, very controllable. Basic does the job. I found in the cold I was not enjoying the expert mode too much, but on medium rates, it was an absolute treat to fly. I will have to come back on a nicer day when there's less gravel and so forth on the road and everything to try it with the landing gear. But otherwise, as a as a hand-tossed little 1S sub 250 airplane, this thing is an absolute dream to fly. Again, I'm Andre, and this is the Eachine Micro P-51. Thanks for watching.